One of the biggest mistakes gardeners consistently make is thinking that frequent watering alone can sustain healthy beds. I used to water my raised beds every single day during the summer months, yet the soil would still dry out, plants would wilt, and yields remained inconsistent. The problem wasn't lack of water, it was that the soil couldn't retain it. Without a proper moisture-holding core, even the best irrigation efforts are wasted. The real-world consequence is obvious: wasted water, stressed plants, and extra work for no real gain. The solution I've found isn't flashy or expensive. It's about building a central layer in your beds that actually holds water where plants need it most. This method transformed my beds from high maintenance to nearly self-sustaining. If you're serious about soil that works for you instead of against you, subscribe to Husbandry early in the video for more proven, hands-on advice. So, why does soil type change how you build the core? Well, clay soil actually benefits the most from this approach because it naturally holds water, but it's often, really compacted. The cardboard and fibrous layers create air pockets that improve infiltration while still retaining moisture. Sandy soil, by contrast, drains quickly and loses water fast. Here I use more fibrous material in the core, about half the depth of the bed, so it can absorb water like a wick and feed it upward slowly. In mixed loamy soil, the ratio of cardboard to compost can be adjusted slightly to balance moisture retention with aeration. In every case, the principle is the same. The core becomes a reservoir that works with the soil rather than against it. Let me share a few practical examples from real beds. In my backyard, I had a 10 by 10 foot plot that would dry out within a day of watering in midsummer. I built a moisture-holding core using 3 layers of dampened cardboard at the base, roughly 3 inches of compost on top, and a ½ inch of straw mulch. I watered thoroughly once after installation. Within 5 days, the soil stayed noticeably damp, several inches down, and worms were moving freely through the layers. Tomatoes and peppers rooted deeper, and leafy greens no longer wilted between watering. In smaller 4x4 raised beds, I use the same method, but adjust the cardboard layer to fit the size, making sure the core spans the center rather than just a patch. Let's talk about how worms and microbes respond. The moment I added a moisture-holding core, soil life changed. Worms started tunneling down into the core within just a few days, breaking down the cardboard and incorporating it into the soil. Microbial activity increased because the damp, carbon-rich environment gave bacteria and fungi a place to thrive. In turn, this accelerated decomposition, improved soil structure, and enhanced nutrient availability. Without this core, worms often remain near the surface, compost decomposes slowly, and microbial colonies are uneven, especially in compacted or clay-heavy beds. So, why does this method reduce maintenance? Well, with a moisture-holding core, daily watering becomes unnecessary, which saves time and prevents overwatering. Plants grow with deeper roots and are less prone to stress. I've tested this over multiple seasons, and even in dry spells, beds with cores outperform those without by a wide margin. This approach also reduces the need for frequent soil amendments because the core slowly breaks down, feeding microbes and creating humus naturally over time. Adjusting the core for seasonal changes is pretty straightforward. In spring and fall, when rainfall is more consistent, the core can be slightly thinner because the soil receives water naturally. During summer, I build it thicker or add extra mulch to retain moisture longer. The key is consistency. Once the core is in place, it continues to hold water and feed soil life throughout the season. In hydroponic adjacent soil beds, I've layered cardboard and compost in troughs, creating a semi-wicking system that stabilizes moisture without constant top watering. So, what are the lessons for serious gardeners? The takeaway is clear. Frequent surface watering is a band-aid for deeper structural issues. By creating a moisture-holding core, you're working with the soil to retain water where it's most useful, encouraging deeper root systems, supporting worms and microbes, and reducing overall maintenance. This method works in clay, sandy, and mixed soils, and across backyard gardens, raised beds, and hydroponic adjacent systems. Patience is key. The core takes time to integrate fully, but the payoff is sustainable, living soil that feeds your plants more effectively than constant watering alone. If you've been struggling with beds that dry out too quickly, start thinking about building a moisture-holding core instead of adding water daily. Use cardboard, compost, and fibrous materials strategically. Keep it damp and let worms and microbes do the rest. Over time, your soil becomes a living, breathing system that requires less intervention and produces healthier plants. For serious gardeners who want long-term results, this isn't a trick. It's practical, tested soil management. Subscribe to Husbandry for more hands-on gardening strategies, and share this video with others who want their beds to retain water naturally and support strong, resilient plants. Real gardening isn't about quick fixes. It's about creating soil that works for you.